This morning, Elizabeth already has spoken a little bit about the triangle of care that's been led by Elaine Young, so I won't talk anything more about that. Importance of our carers. When I've been talking to our carers, they feel that obviously their role is an extremely valuable role. They support their loved ones, sometimes daily, in all aspects of their life. They can provide what us services can't provide. They have unconditional love. They have acceptance. They give practical, ongoing support and give time and emotional support. They say, and quite rightly, they're the experts. They're the ones that know their relative the best. Some of the issues experienced by our carers, and these are some of the things that they've said to me. They've said, obviously, there's still an ongoing stigma, although they do acknowledge that there's a lot of work with that and it is getting better. They say that their continued input with their loved one, it can be tiring, it can be conflicting priorities, they have their own work, they have their own lives, and the pressure that sometimes can happen with their carers can be quite a demand. They sometimes find it very difficult when their carer may not actually recognise at some points that they are unwell, and they wonder what they can do to actually help with that. It can completely and significantly impact on their lives and their health and their well-being. What I would put to all that, although that sounds quite a stressful environment, they're also very keen to point out they love their family member. There's a lot of positives and there's a lot of happiness that's as time. This is purely about what we're looking at in times of crisis. So what are we doing in the Cavell Centre to help? What we try to do is, for the last 2 or 3 years, although the ward manager, as myself, we are available to our carers whenever we want, sometimes our carers are also at work, so it's not always easy to access us. So in addition to that, a letter goes out to the carers saying you can book, and I just arbitrarily picked a Tuesday from 5 till 6 before visiting time, so it doesn't impact on visiting. You can come and talk to me at that time, book an appointment, and I'll make myself available. Obviously, if it needs to be a Wednesday or a Thursday or a Friday, that's fine. I put the letter out as a Tuesday, so there's some guidance there. This has been taken on sometimes. Sometimes the carers are phoning and saying, yes, I really want to do that. Then there's periods of time where that's not necessary. But all of them that have come have found that a really valuable access point. On top of that, we then looked at how we're actually going to engage our carers more. I mentioned that, people aren't on the wards during the day. It is busy. When can we actually access them? We've looked at a Saturday. The visiting times are 2 till 4 on a Saturday afternoon. Why not see if we can offer something straight after that, 4 till 5 o'clock. We can offer tea, coffee, nothing structured, just lend an ear. Maybe their visiting time hasn't gone as well as they would like. We can just sit down together. Carers can meet with each other and they can actually give some mutual support. Take-up of that has been erratic at times, and I think it coincides with our emphasis as a ward trying to promote it more. It's had more success than others, but it hasn't consistently taken on board. So we thought, well, what else can we do? We then thought of a drop-in centre on a Wednesday morning, and we decided to do a Wednesday morning because that coincides with our clozapine clinic. So we would have family and patients coming in there, because it's not just about the carers on the ward, it's about any carers that use our service. So we've started doing that, and what we found is Making Spaces and the Carer Trust have agreed to come in and spend some time on that Wednesday morning with us. My ward, and I know Oak 1 ward and Oak 4 also actually pick up the phone of a weekend and remind the carers, this is happening on Wednesday morning, please come along if you've got anything that you want to talk about. There's a member of staff that will be there, and there's also somebody from the Carer Trust if it's something outside of the ward that they've got something that they need to talk about. Again, we've had sort of intermittent success. That's only been running for about 5 or 6 weeks, and we've had some really good contacts for carers to go to the Making Spaces. But again, it's sort of quietening down a bit. So we're still looking at different ways that we can actually improve and engage for our carers. We have a Christmas meal coming up that Becky has contacts with, the famous chef. So he's going to be doing a meal for us in December for our carers. So invites have just started to go out there, and we're hoping we'll be able to offer them a nice couple of hours with a lovely meal, some entertainment. We've got James on my ward, healthcare assistant, who can sing, can play music. So we've got a few bits and pieces prepared for them. And I think it's going to be a really good point. we've started our carer assessments, and from that we've got an action plan together. So our care assessment is starting to formulate what we're doing at the moment. It's our baseline. We have too many reds on our baseline, and we want to move through to amber and through to green so that all our aspects of our carers are actually, their needs are met. When I was talking to the patients and the carers, this is the vision that they came up with. They said that they want everybody to work together seamlessly and effortlessly, so that it isn't something that we have to strive to do, but it's a natural part of our everyday practice. Thank you.
Thank you.